ओम ज्ञानांजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु भवेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महामदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायति कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगन्नाथ गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। सप्तकांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधरक्षुरी क्षिप्ताश्च कामानि तरंगमध्ये कृपामयी त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृंदे नमस्ते चरणारविंदे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। आज भी एक विशेष स्थिति है। पूज्यपाद तिरण्य स्वामी श्रीमद भक्ति विचार यायावर गोस्वामी महाराज का आज तिरुभावती थी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे। आज उनका तिरुभावती। पहले इनका बारे में बोलो।
अपना जरा तो इच्छा मारे।
अच्छा, आज उनका तिरुभावती थी। प्रभुपाद का जो 18 सन्यासी था उनमें से एक है। हरे कृष्ण। यह है भक्ति विचार यायावर गोस्वामी महाराज। इसी तिथि का अवलंबन करके उन्होंने इस संसार छोड़ के किया। बादशाह विचार में ब्राह्मण कुल में आया था, बाद में ब्रह्मचारी हुआ, सर्वेश्वर ब्रह्मचारी। दूसरी और एक साधिकारानंद, दोनों का एक दिन में दीक्षा है। साधिकारानंद है, बाद में कृष्णदास बाबा जी, और इन्होंने सर्वेश्वर ब्रह्मचारी। इनका भगवान का ऊपर निर्भरता प्रबल था। ऐसा हुआ एक दफा मेदिनीपुर मठ में कुछ भी नहीं है ठाकुर जी का भोग का रसोई करने के लिए। आज सुबह हम लोग कीर्तन कर रहा है। उन्होंने बोला दरवाजा, गेट का दरवाजा बंद करके चाबी हमारे पास दे के जाओ। किसी ने बाहर जाना नहीं मांगने के लिए, कीर्तन करो। तो किसी की हिम्मत नहीं है जो बाहर निकालो। अरे मेदिनीपुर मठ एक कोर्ट का माफी, दरवाजा बंद करने का पश्चात बाहर कोई जा नहीं, ऐसी बात हुआ। कीर्तन करते करते एक आदमी ने आगे दरवाजा में खड़ा नारा, ये लोग सुनता नहीं, कीर्तन का धूम से इतना व्यस्त है, नीचे वाला सुनता नहीं, यहाँ ही बजता है कोई सुनता। उन्होंने 2 मंजिल से सुना, सुन के आवाज दिया, दामोदर देखो कौन आया, बोल के ऊपर से चाबी गिरा दिया। तो देखा कि गेट में एक आदमी रिक्शा वाला एक बोरी चावल लेकर आ गया। जब आ गया उसका रिक्शा का किराया तो ये भी दे दिया। तो फिर समझ में आया नहीं कौन दिया क्या बात। बाद में पता चला ये दिया था रघुनाथ लोधा हैदर था, उनका भी राइस मिल था, उसका भेजा। इसमें फिर विचार कृष्ण मोरे पाले रखे, जानो सर्व खाओ, आत्मनिवेदन धन्य घुचाओ जन्य। कृष्ण ही पालन करने वाला, ये सब कल समय के लिए जानना और ये नहीं। इसमें भी व्यवस्था अब कीर्तन कितना शानदार कीर्तन करके। एक दफा कलकत्ता में हमारा मठ में धर्म सभा में उनका टाइम मिला नहीं भाषण देने का। तो गुरु जी ने बोला आप एक कीर्तन बोलिए। तो जो सभापति था इनका नाम दुर्गादास बोस, हाईकोर्ट का जस्टिस, वो उठ के जाएगा, उनका और एक एंगेजमेंट है। तो मैंने उनको सेवा करने के लिए किया, प्रसाद उनको गाड़ी में दे देंगे। उस वक्त क्या हुआ, भाई यायावर महाराज कीर्तन शुरू किया। नारद मुनि बजाए बीना, राधिका रोमनो नामे। उसी वक्त भाई जस्टिस वहां से गाड़ी में नहीं बैठ कर आके सभा में बैठे, सभा में बैठा, पूरा कीर्तन सुना। सुनने के बाद उनका निमंत्रण दिया, उनका घर में कल जाने पड़ेगा और कीर्तन करने पड़ेगा। उन्होंने एक लॉ बोल लिखकर विश्व में नाम कमाया, लेकिन उसने वही कीर्तन में बुलाया। इसमें माफी। और उन्होंने दूसरे मतवाद खंडन करने के लिए वो खुल्लम खुला बोलते थे। जो एक दिन वहाँ भाषण दिया तो जब तो मत तब तो पथ। और इसको बारे में जो दोष है ये बताया तो एक लड़का खड़ा हो गया। जीवे प्रेम करे जेई जन सेई जन सेविचे ईश्वर। বহু রূপে সম্মুখে তোমায় ছাড়ি কথা খুঁজিছে ঈশ্বর। तो इसको खंडन किया यायावर महाराज। तो लड़का ने बोला ये जिन्होंने बोला ये आप लोगों का माफिक लाल कपड़ा पहनने वाला साधु नहीं था, प्रतिष्ठित था। एक लड़का यूनिवर्सिटी को बोला। तो इनका तो टाइम शेष हो गया, तो उन्होंने बोला मुझे टाइम दिया जाए तो मैं इसको खंडन करके ही जाऊंगा। तो सभापति बोला नारायण चंद्र गोस्वामी यूनिवर्सिटी का प्रोफेसर, ये सभापति का भाषण से मीटिंग शेष होगा तो इसका उत्तर मैं ही दे दूँ। जब उन्होंने उत्तर दिया तो वो लड़का रोने लगा कि मैं अल्पमति हूँ, ना समझ करके ऐसा बोला था। ऐसा लोगों का भाषण ऐसे ही है। और एक दफा हुआ, उनका आविर्भाव तिथि है अक्षय तृतीया भक्ति। तो उस वक्त परिवेशक सब बाद में बैठा तो हमारा एक गुरु भाई भक्ति ललित गिरी महाराज, उन्होंने और हम लोग सब बैठा प्रसाद पाने के लिए। तो यायावर महाराज खड़ा होकर देखने लगा। तो क्या देव महाराज, जो आपका मर्जी। तो रसगुल्ला का टीन लाया। उनका ही शिष्य रास बिहारी, वो बड़ा शानदार रसगुल्ला बनाता। तो जब देने आरंभ किया, हम लोग तो एक दो करके लिया, और हमारा गिरी महाराज वो पूरा टीन को खाली कर, लेकिन पेट बड़ा नहीं था, छोटा। तो बोलता है ये काम रूपी जादू जमता है, नहीं तो इतना रसगुल्ला कहाँ दिया। रसोई भी बढ़िया बनाते, इमली का पत्ता पीस के उसको चटनी बना देंगे, बना दिया। तो इतना शानदार बनाया जो आप लोग सोच नहीं सकते। माफी कहाँ भी जाते थे पहले जाकर कीर्तन करेंगे। प्रभुपाद का आविर्भाव पीठ वहाँ व्यास पूजा, तो उनका टेलीग्राम दिया, आके हाजिर हुआ। हाजिर होने के बाद बिस्तर रखेंगे नहीं, पहले ही वहाँ प्रभुपाद का आविर्भाव पीठ का सामने में कीर्तन किया, उसका बाद बैठेंगे। लोगों का ऐसा था, इतना दूरदर्शी था। 1960 में हमारा वृंदावन मठ का मंदिर प्रतिष्ठा हुआ। उस वक्त तो मठ में ठहरने के जगह नहीं था। मिर्जापुर धर्मशाला पूरा रिजर्व किया था। मालिक का साथ भेंट करने के लिए मिर्जापुर गया था मैं, पूरी महाराज, और एक चिट्ठी लेके गया। तो उन्होंने जो हॉल छोड़ के पूरा मठ मैंने धर्मशाला रिजर्व किया। कोई धर्मशाला में महात्मा लोग ठहरते, सबका जिम्मेवारी मेरा ऊपर था, सबका प्रसाद व्यवस्था करना। हमारा नीचे 3 ब्रह्मचारी था। हमारा काम है व्यवस्था करना और ले जाके परिवेशन करना, वो लोगों का काम था। तो एक रोज ऋषिकेश महाराज एक वक्ता को खूब तारीफ किया, सुंदर कंठ की आवाज, शब्द भी परिष्कार, ऐसा खूब तारीफ किया। तो यायावर महाराज सुनते ही उनको डांट दिया, चुप, तारीफ करने के लिए बहुत टाइम है, पहले इसको जीने लाओ। ऐसा बोल दिया। मैं तो डर गया। दादा बल महाराज का इतना शब्द ऐसा कभी सुना नहीं इससे पहले, बहुत संग किया, कभी सुना नहीं। निष्ठभाष ऐसा बोला। ऐसे तब मैंने पूछा, इसको क्या व्यवस्था करूं, तुम्हारे पास क्या व्यवस्था है? मैंने बोला, पूरी है, हलवा है, यदि ना करे उनके लिए चिड़ुआ दही है। तब उन्होंने बोला, मुझको दही चिड़ा देना, मीठा दही, एक खट्टा दही होने से होगा नहीं। महाराज घर में ही जमाया, चीनी डाल के उसको बनाया, तो दिया उन्होंने उससे। इसलिए के तुम्हारे बोलते हैं हमारा दोनों चलेगा, जो मर्जी दे बोले दोनों ही आप ले लेना। ऐसा बात हुआ। कैसा प्रभु बोला, दही चिड़वा, ऐसे ही दिया। उन्होंने ऐसा बोला, मोरे यदि उल्लो छाई तबे सतीर गुण गाई, ऐसा बोला। 2 साल बाद ही तो रिजल्ट देखा गया। इतना भाषण देने वाला, एक करने वाला कहाँ रहा? प्रतीत हुआ। इसमें आप एक ये लोग दूरदर्शी था, सब बोल देते। आज उनका तिरुभाव तिथि, उनका तिरुभाव तिथि में उनका श्री चरणों में प्रणाम करके उनका कृपा प्रार्थना करता। ये लोगों उनका जैसा निष्ठा था, इसमें आप एक निष्ठा हमारा जीवन में आ जाए। अभी 5म श्लोक का किया था, 9
आगे এটা বলে দে, এটা আগে বলে দে, তারপরে আপনি প্রারম্ভ করবেন।
ওই নন্দ তনুজ কিঙ্করং পতিতাং মাং নিশিতং ভবাম বুধো कृपया तब पाद पंकज स्थित धूलि सदृशम विचिन्य। पहले प्रथम श्लोक में नाम की महिमा बोला, द्वितीय श्लोक में विकल्प बोला कि नाम की महिमा तो कम है, तो बोला नहीं, भगवान का कृपा कम है, नहीं, भगवान कृपा करके अपना नाम को बहुत रूप से प्रकट, और हर एक नाम पर ही सर्वशक्तिमान है, हर एक नाम। तो हमारा दुर्दैव है इस नाम में रुचि होता, ऐसा बोला। तो इसका बारे में ये बोला था, वो कहाँ बोला?
आगे এটা অনুবাদ করে দেই, তারপরে শিক্ষাষ্টক প্রারম্ভ করবে।
अच्छा, अभी
এটা অনুবাদ আগে হয়ে যাবে।
अच्छा करो, तब आप बोले। ध्यान को ले।
Today, the Maharaj is speaking about Śrila Bhakti Vicara Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja. Today is Disappearance Day. He is the last sannyasi disciple of Śrila Prabhupada. Śrila Prabhupada gave sannyas to 18 devotees altogether, and he was the last person to accept sannyas from Srila Bhakti. So in the first stage, Srila Maharaj started mentioning some of his pastimes. The first pastime he mentioned is that how while he was living in neighborhood water. At that time, one day, the resident of the mother, some brahmacharis, they informed him in the morning that we don't have anything to cook for the Lord today. So what should be done? At that time, he asked them that, oh, that's the case. You can lock the mud from inside and start performing kirtan without thinking or doing anything else. So at that time, that mud, which was like a fort, was locked, and then he took the key from that brahmachari, went on the second floor, started chanting himself, and asked them to chant also loudly. Devotees downstairs, they started performing kirtan along with kartal and mridangas, and he was chanting on the rooftop. Maybe after 1 or 2 hours, one person he started banging the door. But nobody can hear from inside because they are performing kirtan. So that's why Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja, as soon as they start kirtan, one kirtan came to end. So at that time, he called out the name of one brahmachari, "O Damodar, just go and open the door." He dropped the key from upstairs. Damodar went out and opened the door, and he saw that a person came with a bag of rice, 100 kg rice. And then they asked him that, oh, who has sent it? But he said, I really don't know. We have to pay for a rickshaw. He said, no, that is also been paid already. So in this way, Śrīla Maharaj mentioned that what kind of belief they were having in Nam Sankirtan, that there is no need to get worried at all. Śrīla Maharaj remembered the words of Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur, who mentions that always have firm faith that Krishna more pale rakhe. Krishna is my only maintainer. He is the only person who can save me. Nobody else can do. And having firm faith like this, don't get engaged yourself in any other activity except taking complete shelter at his lotus feet and remembering him. So in this way, Maharaj showed that how and what kind of sharanagati, surrender he was having for the lotus feet of Lord. And then, like Śrīla Maharaj mentioned sometime, almost similar pastime about our Param Gurudev also, that how he was having nothing at all with him, and one of his god brother, Narayan Mukhopadhyay, he came over there and किस चीज की आवाज आई? And he was thinking that how can I serve my god brother? I have nothing today in my hand. And then, as he desired to serve his god brother, a bird came and dropped some coins in a cloth knotted. So in the same way, devotees like this, they are so much surrendered to the Lord. This is what Śrīla Maharaj remembered. Second thing, Śrīla Maharaj was mentioning that how one time in Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, Kolkata, Srila Bhakti Vicara Gosvami Maharaj arranged for a festival, and he asked many distinguished people to come and participate in that function. So there was a person who was been invited as chairperson. Srila Maharaj mentioned his name also. His name was Durga Das Bose. So he was been invited, and after hearing Harikatha for some time and then delivering his own speech as chairperson, he asked Srila Bhakti Vicara Gosvami Maharaja that Maharaj, I am having a very important engagement somewhere else also. So please excuse me, I have to leave. Then Srila Bhakti Vicara Gosvami Maharaja asked Srila Maharaja, Srila Bhārati Maharaja, that you can go along with him. He will be having darshan of the Lord. You can give him some Mahaprasada and then go with him for see off. You can go with him. So Srila Maharaj did everything, and on the other side, Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj asked Srila Yayavara Gosvami Maharaj that Maharaj, today, because of shortage of time, I was not able to ask you to speak some katha, but Madhurena Samapayet, because your kirtan is very sweet, so I request you to start kirtan at the end. And he started singing Narad Muni Vajaye Veena Radhika Raman Nami. This kirtan. As soon as he started kirtan, at that time, this person, he already sat down in the car, but in 1 second, he got up and asked Maharaj that I want to get in again. I want to sit and hear kirtan. And immediately rushed again to his seat and heard that kirtan. After kirtan completed, he asked Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj that I request from the core of my heart that please bring this devotee to my house also tomorrow. I want that he can sing some kirtans. In his kirtan there is a vibration of transcendence. I have never felt it earlier in my whole life. I have heard many kirtans, but this was a very special kirtan. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that his kirtans were very special and he used to sing from his heart, not only singing for the sake of singing. Third thing Srila Maharaj mentioned about him, that in another occasion, he was asked to speak some Harikatha in Kolkata Math again. And in that day, Srila Maharaj said the way he used to speak was so straightforward and having no hesitation at all in speaking anything and everything which is against the Shastra. The people who are not following something proper, he can just start speaking it and he will not even hesitate at all. So over there, so many different people were invited and he started speaking about the statements given by Vivekananda. The very first statement he took and started speaking on Jai Jato Pad Tato Mat. Jato Mat Tato Pad means there are so many different philosophies. Does not matter any philosophy you follow, but you will definitely reach at the lotus feet of Lord. So this is his first statement and he started refuting it. And he said that how it is possible. It seems like the philosophy of a foolish person. How can I say that if I start traveling toward southern side, I will reach to the northern side of the country? That's not a practical logic. And then second thing he refuted, which Vivekananda used to say, is Jive prem kare jai jan, say jan seviche Ishwar. Means a person who loves the human beings That means in reality he is serving the Lord. Whereas Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja proved it just vertically opposite. That if a person loves and surrenders the Lord, then and only then it is possible that all the jivas can get satisfied. Service to the humanity can never bring a peacefulness in the life of a person unless and until it is done with relation to the Lord. So while he was speaking about these things, at that time one young man, he stood up and started saying that, oh, you are speaking about Vivekananda, even though you are also having red clothes like him, but he does not wear only red clothes like you people. He is the one who is doing so much for humanity. What you people are doing? Nothing. And just speaking against him. So at that time, Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja very peacefully asked the chairperson that if you allot me some time, then I will definitely give the answer. Then that chairperson said, no, I have to speak anyway, just now. I will give him the answer. And then this chairperson, he gave him the answer that according to your angle of vision, a person who is only taking care of someone's clothes is much more important than taking care of a person. So if you have this much vision, then we will definitely say you are very innocent, young, as well as foolish. So at that time, after hearing like the Katha, because Maharaj he speaks only the gist. So this person started crying, this boy, and fell down at the lotus feet of Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja. That because of my ignorance, I just stood up and started speaking like that. Please excuse me. So that third thing Śrīla Maharaj mentioned, and then fourth thing Śrīla Maharaj mentioned, that Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja, one time on his Avirbhav Tithi, on Akshay Tritiya, he was like the devotees were serving prasadam. Śrīla Maharaj was sitting because Maharaj mentioned that earlier we were serving prasadam to the devotees, and then at the end when we sat down, the devotees who were serving to many devotees. So when we sat down, at that time he personally came over there and stood and started watching that what we are eating and started conversing with us. And finally he asked that, oh, everybody is offering, doing some service. You people have done so much service. I want that I can serve you people. Please tell me at least one thing what I can bring to you with my own hands. So at that time, one of Maharaj's god brother, Bhakti Giri Maharaja, he said, Maharaj, Rasagullas. So at that time, Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaj came with a container in which like 16 kg ghee comes. So with that container full of all rasagullas, he came over there and started distributing. Then Śrīla Maharaj mentioned that he, like most of us, including himself, they took one or two rasagullas. But Śrīla Bhakti Giri Maharaja, he took like one after another. Maharaj was giving. He took everything and he took full cane of this, like, doesn't matter how many rasagullas were there. And at that time, Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja, he manifested he came out with a joke. He started touching his stomach. That, oh, where all the rasagullas are going actually. Then, still Giri Maharaj says, nothing. If you can give more, I can take. Then, this Maharaj, he started saying that he must be knowing some black magic. That's why, like eating and nothing happening to his stomach. So by this, Śrīla Maharaj mentioned sometime that the devotees of Lord, because they are fully surrendered to the Lord, they attain all the qualities of Lord. And one quality of the Lord is to have loving exchanges in this way, like joking words he speaks. So in the same way, devotees also, they are always in light mood and joke also. And then the fifth thing Srila Maharaj mentioned, one time it happened so that he was traveling with Srila Yayavara Gosvami Maharaj, and Srila Maharaj was also there in the tour, and he used to cook sometimes some things. One day there was no chutney, there was nothing, no ingredients for making chutney. And then he asked somebody that, oh, what is that tree? They said, oh, tamarind. Oh, just bring the leaves of this tree. And then immediately he himself started making chutney out of these tamarind leaves. And Srila Maharaj mentioned it was so tasty that I cannot even say that, oh, anything else I ate tastier than that. So he was a very good cook also for the service of Lord. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that the time when Srila Bhakti Vicara Gosvami Maharaja, he arranged a Vyasa Puja festival for Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1978. Because they got that place, the appearance place of Srila Prabhupada, and he himself wanted to arrange for this Vyasa Puja festival. So he himself wrote the invitation with his own hands to each and every god brother, with his own writing, and sent them a letter, requested everybody to come. So most of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada living at that time, everybody participated in. And Srila Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja, somehow he was in a remote area at that time, did not, or maybe received the letter, but he did not appear. So Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaj, just before 2 days, he sent one telegram to him that please come, otherwise we will be feeling lacking, we will be missing you. Then Srila Yayavara Goswami Maharaj immediately came to Jagannath Puri, and he was having his bag and bedding with him. So immediately as soon as he came to the place, he kept his bag and bedding in the corner of a place where devotees were singing kirtan. He came and sat in the kirtan and joined them, performed kirtan, and afterward asked the local devotees over there, local residents, that, oh, where I can keep my bag and my bedding. Then he mentioned to Mahārāja that actually without performing any seva to a place, we are having no right even to ask that where we can stay in this place. So the very first thing a person should do, wherever he go, must serve that place and the devotees over there. Then and only then accept anything. Otherwise, what will happen? He will be at fault. And that will be not considering following the path of pure bhakti. This is what his teaching was. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned that in Vrindavan, 1962, when Srila Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja, Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaja, he installed the deities in Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. At that time also he arranged for a very big festival, invited most of his god brothers over there also, and Srila Yayavara Goswami Maharaja also came there. They were living in Mirzapur Dharmashala, very close to Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, because there was not so much space in the math to accommodate everybody. So one day it happened so that a very young brahmachari, sannyasi from Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaja Sumatra, he spoke Harikatha in English. He was a young sannyasi, spoke in a very good English. He was all externally, physically also. He was very, his body was like a very gentle person. I don't know what I should say. Handsome. Yes, that's the word. So he was like that. Then, like he spoke very good Harikatha, took so many very special points and speak in his Harikatha. Next day in the morning, Maharaj was like given this responsibility by his Guru Maharaj to bring prasadam to all the devotees wherever they are staying. So Srila Maharaj brought prasadam for them. And while the devotees along with Maharaj, they were serving prasadam to these devotees, one among them was Srila Bhakti Vicara Rishikesh Maharaj, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He started speaking about that sannyasi who spoke Harikatha. That was such a wonderful topic he was speaking about. He delivered his Harikatha in such a wonderful way. He was the time when he was speaking like this, Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja in a very loud voice immediately rebuked him by saying that don't glorify this person. Don't glorify him at this time. Let him live first. He has just taken birth. Let him live properly. There is a lot of time when you can glorify, but don't bring him close to the death just by praising him at this time in his very early life. So Srila Maharaj mentioned the way he spoke, that was the first time in my life after associating with him for many years, hearing Harikatha, meeting with him, never saw him speaking anything like that. Always very, very soft spoken, sweetly he used to speak. But that was the first time when I saw him speaking like so hardly. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned he was like a Durdarshi, means a person who can forecast. He can see things. And the same thing happened after just in 2 years itself, that sannyasi went to Haridwar along with Srila Maharaj and so many other devotees in Kumbh Mela time. And then he fell down from his sannyas and gave up everything. So that's what Srila Maharaj mentioned at that time. Srila Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja used one saying, which is in Bengali, which says, Morle yadi odle chai, tabe satir gun gai. That if you are seeing that somebody is very chaste, but don't glorify that person unless and until that person leaves the body. Not only leaves the body, body is there in the cremation place, burned, and the ashes are flowing in the air. Then and only then you can glorify. Otherwise, maybe after leaving the body, that person again gets up. Sometimes it happens so. No? Like they announce sometimes that this person is dead, but after 3-4 hours, that person again become alive. These kind of examples are also there. So that's why this saying says, Morle yadi udle chai. A person died and then his ashes already in the sky. Then and only then you can glorify. Otherwise, at any moment, Maya is very powerful. Anything can happen to any person. So don't glorify, because glorifying somebody only on external basis is not considered justice. And first let them grow naturally in spiritual life. Then and only then speak these kind of things. Srila Maharaj mentioned, I was too much scared to hear that how he is speaking with his godbrother. And then at the end, Srila Maharaj mentioned, today is his Tirubhavditi. So I pray at his lotus feet that the kind of nishtha, the firm faith, conviction he was having for serving the devotees, as well as having firm faith that Krishna is the only maintainer, all these things must come in my life also. This is my earnest prayer. Hare Krishna. Srila Maharaj mentions one thing again and again about him, that he was the most closest person to my Guru Maharaj. And he used to come to Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, and as soon as he enters, he immediately starts, why are you doing like this? Don't do this, do this. This person should go for Harikatha. And feels like that's his own place, and having no hesitation at all throughout his life. Whenever he came, always behaved in the same way. Wherever he wants, he will stay. Whatever he wants to eat, he will cook. He will ask people to do this and that. And having no hesitation at all with my Guru Maharaj. Does not matter what other can feel. This is what, like that kind of intimacy he was having with Srila Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja. Hare Krishna.
आज आलोचना किया था तब नित्य दासमयी तुम्हा पाशरिया पड़ियाছে ভবার নবে মায়াবদ্ধ হইয়া কৃপা করি পরমরে পদধূলি সম তোমার সেবক করো তোমার সেবন। जो वे प्रार्थना करते हैं, अरे नंदन नंदन मैं आपका नित्य दास हूँ, लेकिन अपना कर्म विभाग में विषय भव समुद्र में गिर गया हूँ। आप कृपा करके आपका चरण धल बराबर मुझको चिंता कीजिए। चरण धूलि जैसे चरण में लाग के रहता है, इसी मामले के लाग के मैं रहूं। इसका भक्त ठाकुर ने इसका बारे में बताया। अनादि परम फले पड़ी भवार नव जले तरी बारे ना देखी उपाय।
এর সরল অর্থটা আপনি কালকে করেছিলেন। সরল অর্থটা পুরো কীর্তন করেছেন। যদি আপনি বিশেষ অর্থ করবেন কিছু তখন অন্যথা তারপরে করতে হবে।
আচ্ছা,
এটা বলা হয়েছে সম্পূর্ণ।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। অপরাধ ফলে মম চিত্ত ভেদ বজ্র সম তোমার নামে নালবে বিকার।
দেখি এটা না মহারাজ, আপনি এখন ষষ্ঠ ইয়াম প্রারম্ভ করলেন। এটা না কীর্তনের পরে এটা যে গোবিন্দ লীলামৃতের শ্লোক, এখানে থেকে আপনার প্রারম্ভ করার কথা আজকে।
সেইটাই তো বলছিলাম।
না আপনি পরে বলছেন।
অপরাহ্ন নিত্য লীলা সূচনা শ্রী রাধাম তত্র গেহাম নিজ রমণকৃতে ক্লিপ্ত নানোপহার সুস্নাতম হিরণ্যবেশাম প্রিয়মুখ কমল লোক পূর্ণ প্রমোদ শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চাপরণ্যে ব্রজমনু চলিতম धेनु बिंदेर वैश्य श्री राधा लोक तीर्था पितृमुख मिलिता माते मिष्टम स्मरामि। अपराह्न काल में निज गृह प्राप्त निज रमन श्री कृष्ण के लिए अमृत के लिए कर्पूर के लिए आदि नाना उपहार प्रस्तुत करके उत्तम रूपे माता स्नान करके अच्छा परिवेश अलंकार आदि पहन के श्री कृष्ण वन से गोष्ठ में प्रत्यावर्तन काल में अपना प्रियतम श्री कृष्ण का मुख कमल दर्शन में पूर्ण प्रमोदप्त श्रीमती राधिका को एवं धेनुवृंद और वैश्यगण सह ब्रजानुचलित शिवभक्त रास्ता में श्री राधा दर्शन में तृप्त नंदादि पितृगण का साथ मिलित और मातृगण द्वारा शरणादि द्वारा मार्जित श्री कृष्ण को स्मरण। मातृगण बोले तो यशोदा रोहिणी आदि ये सब कृष्ण को स्नान कराते। बच्चा है, उम्र कमती है, इसी माफिक जो कृष्ण उनको स्मरण करता। इसका अनुवाद किया ठाकुर। श्रीराधिका गृहे गला कृष्ण लगी विरोचिला নানাবিধ খাদ্য উপহার, সনাতরণ্য বেশ ধরি, প্রিয় মুখে ক্ষণ করি, पूर्णानंद पाइल अपार। श्री राधिका को रास्ता में देख रहा था कृष्ण को प्रत्यावर्तन करे। जब देखा आ रहा है तो अपना घर में जाकर कृष्ण के लिए विचित्र खाद्य वस्तु उपहार तैयार किया और सुंदर कपड़ा पहन के अलंकार धारण करके कृष्ण का मुख दर्शन करते हुए पूर्ण आनंद प्राप्त हुआ। श्री कृष्ण अपराह्न काल में धेनु मित्र लेकर चलता है। रास्ता में राधा को देखकर नंदादी का साथ मिलन किया और यशोदा इनको मार्जित कर दिया। इसमें कि जो हरि कृष्ण इनका हे मन तुम आनंदित होके स्मरण करो, ऐसा मन को उपलक्ष करके बात बना। और बोलो
এর উপরে কিছু বলবেন না?
শাস্ত্র আরম্ভ হোগা,
সেটা পরে বলো। সেটা পরে বলো।
আচ্ছা, इसका ही बोलो।
While Śrīla Maharaj was speaking about Śrīla Yayavara Gosvami Maharaja, at that time, at the end, he started speaking about Shiksha Ashtakam also. At that time we mentioned that yesterday we heard that how in the first verse there is glorification of Sri Krishna Sankirtan. We have heard that. But in the second verse, what this second verse, why it appeared? The cause of its appearance is that a person, after hearing the first verse, may practice Harinam for a long time, but if he does not see any effect of chanting, then the second verse is there to say why it is like that. Don't have this understanding that Harinam is having no power in it, no Shakti. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nij Sarva Shakti. Lord has invested all his potency in it. So it is not that Nam is having no potency. It is having great potency in it. And the Lord is very merciful also. It's not that if somebody takes shelter at his lotus feet through this Nam Sankirtan, which is the topmost process, it is not that he will not be merciful to that person. He is not hard-hearted. He is not cruel. He hears the prayers of his sincere devotees, those who chant his name with love and affection. So these two things are been mentioned in the second verse, that don't lose faith in Harinam, that it is having no potency. And at the same time, don't consider that Lord is cruel. He is very merciful. That's why He is given such a freedom that you can chant at any time, every time, in impure or pure stage, day or night, whatsoever. So then why I'm not able to see the result of chanting? That's why second verse mentions that don't have this conception, instead you have conception that Durdaivama, my misfortune is there in the form of committing offense. That's why I am unable to attain the real result. And then one more thing Śrīla Maharaj mentioned at that time, that Śrīla Bhakti Vicara Thakur, when he is writing his kirtans on the like each and every verse of Shiksha Ashtaka. Then in the first verse, he mentions that Pratham Shlok Karo Abhyasa. That first you can practice deeply, very sincerely the first verse itself. That what are the real glories of Harinam. First practice that very nicely, hear about it more and more, and come to the real understanding that what is this Harinam Sankirtan all about and how powerful it is. So come to this, and then you will be able to come and understand that even though such a powerful thing is there and Lord is so merciful, but still there is something which I am lacking, and then you will be able to work on yourself, otherwise not. Then now Srila Maharaj, earlier he chanted this fifth verse of Shiksha Ashtakam, Ai Nanda Tanuja King Karam. And then Srila Maharaj, yesterday we heard that how he explained the words of Srila Kaviraj Goswami on this verse, as well as Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Kirtan, Anadi Karam Phale Padi Bhavar Navjaya. So this is what he explained us yesterday, and today he started mentioning that in this fifth yam, Aprahan Kal means beginning of the evening, early evening. What happens in Braj in fifth yam? So from Govind Lilamrit, Srila Maharaj read this verse, Shri Radham Prapta Geham Nij Raman Krite Kliprita Nano Upaharam. That after having pastimes with Krishna in Radhakund, Madhyan Kalin Leela, after serving him over there, Srimati Radhika, she came back to her house in Yavat, and what she did over there, she started cooking laddus for Krishna, and she brought all that. And what kind of laddus are there? The two kind of laddus she makes at this time in the early evening, Amrit Keli and Karpur Keli. The name of those two laddus are Amrit Keli, means like as soon as one takes this Amrit Keli laddu, one can feel only nectar, 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 nothing else. And then another one is Karpur Keli, camphor. In those laddus in which Srimati Radhika used camphor. So these two kind of laddus she prepares in her house, and then she takes a bath, decorates herself according to the desire of Krishna. She wears those kind of ornaments which represents her love for Krishna, and then she wears like ornaments. She takes bath, wears dress, beautiful dress, and then ornament. And then, meanwhile, the time comes when Krishna is supposed to come from cow grazing to Nandagram. And then, on the way, she stands in such a way that she can glance at Krishna, and Krishna also can glance at her. So this meeting, while Krishna is coming with his cowherd boys as well as the cows, and then they are having loving exchanges. So this pastime happens in this evening time. So Srila Kaviraj Goswami, he mentions that, oh, I meditated at this fifth yam. I meditate on the lotus feet of that Srimati Radhika, who is having gifts as Amrit Keli and Karpur Keli in her hand, and she is beautifully decorated, having wonderful ornaments on his different body limbs, and she is having exchange of glances with Krishna. I meditate on that Srimati Radhika to whom Krishna is eager to see. And then he says, I meditate on Krishna also. Which Krishna? A Krishna who has just come from the forest to his house. Nanda Baba, Mother Yashoda, Mother Rohini, and other elderly gopis. They welcome him in their house and take him for bathing. They bathe him with a very fragrant water and then clean each and every limb of Krishna with their own hands with so much parental love. And then Krishna, he is afterward also decorated by Mother Yashoda and Rohini, etc. So I remember the lotus feet of that Krishna who is been bathed by Mother Yashoda and Rohini, and who is increasing the love in the heart of Nanda Baba and so many elderly gopis. So this particular pastime, like one is supposed to remember, that's what Srila Maharaj mentioned, that how Kaviraj Goswami, by mentioning this verse, he is saying that I want that my mind can get fixed in this particular pastime, in this fifth yam. Hare Krishna.
আগে করবেন ঠিক আছে তাহলে কালকে করবেন ঠিক আছে
Afterward, first Srila Maharaj read this verse from Govind Leelamrit, and then afterwards Srila Maharaj read the verses written by Srila Bhakti Vicara Thakur in Bengali, where he mentions Shri Radhika Grihe Gela Krishna Lagi Virachila Nana Vid Khadde Upahar, that she prepared some gifts in the form of laddus. That's the gift for Krishna. And then Snat Ramya Veshadhari Priye Mukhe Mukha Ekhan Kori. Then Srimati Radhika, she wear Ramya Vesha, that kind of particular dress. By seeing that dress Krishna, he can immediately get into trance. That kind of dress she wear. And then Priya Mukhe Shankari, she saw the lotus face of Krishna. And Purna Nanda Paila Apar, at that time the kind of bliss she felt in her heart was a kind of bliss when a person he gets his topmost desirable object. That kind of bliss was been seen on the face of Srimati Radhika. Shri Krishna par aparahan kale dhenu mitra laya chale. On the other side, Krishna, along with his cowherd boys as well as the cows, Pathe Radha Mukh Nirakhiya. He is also thinking in his heart that where I will be able to see Radhika at this time. So he is also thinking like that and coming, and then he got chance to see her and felt great happiness. Nandadi Milan Kari Yashoda Marjit Vari. Nandadi Milan Kari. Nand Baba and so many other elderly Gop, one after another, they met with Krishna, embraced him, kissed him on his forehead, and then took him inside with great affection. And Yashoda Marjit Hari. Krishna, he was being cleansed completely by Mother Yashoda. Smaroman Anandit Haya. That, oh my mind, become completely happy and satisfied and remember this pastime. What is more to think about? There is nothing else which you have to remember. Just remember this at this time. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.